decided I would get a little sim golf in this morning. It's not the same as hitting outside, but it's starting to get me into the kind of performing mode versus the practicing mode and, you know, grinding on the swing mode. I didn't hit a ball, Foresight. They'll let me take that one over again. Thank you. Okay, guess I'll be careful with that. Anyway, this is a golf course they actually have loaded up called Cobble Beach. We've actually played it. It's a few hours north of where we are here in Toronto. Really cool course, kind of a bunch of holes that are right on the lake. So I don't know how much of it I'm going to remember, but it's a good long test of golf. I'm going to play a quick 9 with you guys, try to talk you through as many shots as I can without, you know, boring you excruciatingly. Tell you what clubs I'm hitting and hopefully shoot a decent score. I'm not going to be putting 6-footers. They're going to give them to me. I know some of you will think that's dumb, but sim putting is not exactly a blast. So let's see how much fun we can have, hit some decent shots, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Par 4 opener, 417 total. I checked the landing area. You want to hit it about 250, 260 down kind of the center of that fairway. I've got my kind of Frankenstein 5-wood here from Ping, and I'm going to try to just get one out there and play and maybe start off with a birdie. It's a little left of where I was looking. Okay. I don't think it's going to hurt me though. 157 pin. Grab a little 8-iron here. Choke up on it probably half an inch. And with all these iron shots especially, I'm really going to be focusing, I'm sure I'm starting to bore you guys with saying the same thing, but I'm mostly focusing on this sort of lead leg truss drill. So something you may see me do, you know, as part of my routine, but I'm trying to mostly just, you know, come out and perform and hit shots, but that will be in my mind as a key that really helps me kind of swing through and balance. So I think a nice kind of soft 8-iron here, nothing too hammered, just kind of nice and comfortable. Too long, or is that okay? Sit down. No, it's good. Happy with that. 2 inches downhill is not a whole lot. 14 feet. It's going to break right to left. But let's start off with a crazy birdie. Could happen. He does it. Oh, okay. Hello. Don't mind if I do. I think this is another placement hole if I recall. Yeah, kind of that 260-ish shot. Looks like it would be perfect. This Ping 5-wood has found me many, many fairways. It's not that I don't miss it, but when I do miss it, it's usually still in play. So it's a better hit. Flirting with the side. No, it's good. That's what this club is for. 250. 115, barely uphill. Before anyone says anything, yes, I am playing in a vacuum. There's no wind. Forgive me. I'll put wind on next time. I just wanted to get out and hit some shots. I'm going to hit my 50 degree. And I'm going to probably choke down half an inch or so and just hit it kind of very comfortably. It looks like long is a lot worse than slightly short of the pin. So I think just a nice balanced 50 degree, good strike. It should get to the pin, and if not, I don't mind it being just short of that. I'm a little concerned I hit that too hard. Stop! Okay, just barely. Yes, nope that. Might have been a misread. Well, you know what? This face is a little bit dusty. Shame on me. There you go. The face has got some dirt and kind of film on the grooves, so I'm not going to blame Foresight. It actually probably did spin. That should have spun around 10,000. It spun at 5 and went extra distance. So I will blame myself for that. I should have been a little bit more attentive to what my club face looked like, and I would have spun that a little bit closer. Okay, speed was okay. Line was horrendous. Thank you for the generous gimme. Onwards we go. Yeah, it's pretty narrow up there, but I'm going to hit a driver. I'm playing this 9 holes with a stealth. Let's get one down that left center and possibly make a birdie on this hole. Come back a bit. Yeah, it's a little spinny. I just kind of hit a bit low in the face, but as I said, on the golf course, that's a drive I would be super happy with. Okay, 121. I'm going to very quickly wipe this wedge face off. Being a slightly more responsible player this time, cleaned up the wedge face a bit so I can hopefully spin this ball and not nuke it over the pin. Be good. Get up. Okay, I'm happy with that. Come on, baby. Oh, not nearly enough break. I didn't think it was breaking that much. Okay, still a par. This looks like a placement hole. 337. The 5-wood might even be a bad idea. This is a bit of a dilemma as I haven't hit a 4-iron the entire winter. But 4-iron is the correct club for this shot because the 5-wood is sort of going to land the most narrow part of the fairway there, whereas if I use the 4, it'll probably come up short of the bunkers and leave me like 110 yards in. So. Yeah, it has. It's kind of what I had in mind. If it stays short of that, yeah. I'm not upset with that at all. So I'm not a big proponent of swinging all out at wedges. I've been good about taking that out of my repertoire a bit. The only reason I'm going to go, and I'm not hitting this full, this is my 60. The only reason I'm going to give this, let's say an 80% swing is I haven't spent time practicing my partial wedges. I'd rather hit this with like a 50-degree or something and maybe like a half to 3/4 swing. But I really haven't been practicing it, so for me to have a reliable shot that I can get within 15 feet and still give myself a chance, I think just a nice smooth 60, not going at it hard, should be good. Just slightly uphill. Just put a good swing on it, good strike. Pulled it a bit, but I will take it. Okay, missed on the high side at least. 482, par 4. I remember this hole. We are definitely going to hit a driver because I don't want to be leaving myself 200 yards in. It's a tough hole. Let's be aggressive. Maybe get a driver down there and have like, an 8-iron in would be good. At most a 7 and at best a 9. Skinny, but good. It's not going to be the longest drive of the day. Probably second to the last groove from the bottom, but there's nothing wrong with that. What do we got? 175 in, slightly uphill. Okay, so I think we left the 8-iron we were thinking. Felt pretty good. See how it is for distance. Yeah, I'd take that. It's not moving as much. Maybe I just pulled it a bit. I will blame myself for pulling it a bit. I don't think I started it far enough right. Oh, I remember this one. This is a very, very, very hard hole in person. I remember it well. So it's a little downhill, pin's way at the back. I think I'm going to play a little smart. I've got the 7-iron. I think I'm going to try to turn the 7-iron into it a little bit. Should make it fly closer to 191, 192, chase forward a few yards, and then hopefully leave me an uphill, reasonably makeable putt. Just think the 6 I may have to get a little easy with. Didn't strike that very well, but if it carries, carry. Okay. Just barely. Yeah, I kind of towed it, so got what I deserved, but that is a miss I would prefer. If I had flushed it, it would have been probably close to the pin, but a little bit of a toe shot and we still have 30 feet, probably still make a par. Okay, start the ball left, 30-footer. hard enough, did I? Yeah, no, I did. I'm just having trouble getting the ball high enough. But I'll take that. Okay. I'm on stealthy. Yeah, I hit that well. Just something I often do when I'm playing golf is I start getting a little bit low in the head with the strike. So that spun up a bit and didn't go quite as far as I would love, but I'm not going to complain about that ever. It's a great result. You know, yeah, 2800 spin is not ideal, but I'm aware of my tendencies on the course. I tend to strike the low part of the face at times just because I think subconsciously your brain knows you're going to hit it straighter, so lower risk. I'm not laying up from 260. I don't want to set a YouTube record for most thumbs downs, so I'm obviously going to go for it. It looks like short left is safer than long right, but there's room either way. So 260, slightly downhill. I think if this flies the 250 it normally does, worst case I kind of trickle through the back, but I think this is the right club. A little ping 5-wood action here. Just want to put a good swing on it and give myself potentially an eagle chance. Come in a bit more. Come in a bit more. Just straight. Okay, interesting bounce. I'll take that. First chip shot of the day. This should be interesting. What do we got? So 20 yards, we're just kind of in the light rough. It's uphill, so the ball will probably stop pretty quickly. So it looks like I can be fairly aggressive. I certainly don't want to hit the ball way past the pin and have a downhill birdie putt. I'd like to have maybe a 5-footer at most up the hill. Yeah, it felt hard. Felt like I hit it too hard. 25 feet. I did overplay it. Happy with the speed, but very tough par 3. Same yardage, basically. Different shape green. Slightly downhill this time. I think I'm going to go with the same club. I think I'm going to hit the 7 again. I think that might be quite good. A little side slope. Yeah, I'm not unhappy with that. It's just pulled a little bit more than I wanted to. So it's essentially a 9-yard chip. All right. It's good. I probably flew it a bit too far, though. Oh! I don't know if I pulled it or it moved, but either way, it's not in the hole. Well, the good news is that we got one more par 5, albeit there is some water down the right side, and there is quite a large hitting area, so it's got to get down. It's okay, left enough room. Okay, I'm going to self-impose a lie restriction. Let's just say that the lie is not good enough for a 5-wood, because that would be a little bit too easy. I'm going to put the 4-iron to test here. So I think you get in a situation like this where right is such a nightmare. I'd be happy to get it in one of the front left bunkers or even just short left of the green with the 4-iron and pitch on and still be able to make a birdie. That's careless and stupid. Stay up. Oh, you're so lucky. Well, hit the careless and stupid shot, but got lucky. Thank you. Thank you, Cobble Beach, with your lush lakeside rough that held my ball up. I did hit that 4-iron good, but the start line was wrong. 15-yard mini lob here. I don't need to go too crazy because I think the green kind of slopes back towards me, so I don't think this is going to run out. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I just flew it a bit too far. Come on. Oh! Maybe too much pace. Oh! Tragic. Scorecard was pretty boring. Started with a birdie, which was fun, mostly because I made a good putt. But I was pretty happy. I hit a lot of fairways, and if I didn't, I left the ball relatively in play. My iron shots were pretty good. If they weren't on the green, they were usually pretty close. The only thing I would say is that chipping and putting, as always, even though this is a simulator, and as you'll probably say, this is not the same as chipping and putting outside, but chipping and putting are generally my weakness that I need to work on. So even in this environment where you've got the perfect lie and you've got the break helping you, I should be able to do a bit better. This is a pretty good representation of what happens for me outside. I tend to have good rounds where I hit the ball well, but I have a little trouble getting the ball kind of into the hole for a good score. So getting up and down is something I want to work on, and making a few more of these birdie putts. If you enjoyed it, let me know, leave comments, and I'm happy to keep doing them. But if something you watched and you thought, this is a little on the boring side, don't go out of your way to do this again. That's totally fine. Just let me know, and I'm happy to adjust what I do on a weekly basis. But in any case, thanks for watching.